Welcome to the Totally Insensitive podcast, where we give our real takes on the entertainment industry, politics, pop culture, and more.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Listen, my whole family loves it, man.
They're the first thing I turn on.
Think you can handle it?
Yep, I'm ready.
Well, shut up and sit down, because the show starts right now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Totally Insensitive podcast. I am your host, Matt. With me again this week is James. What's going on, James?
Hello. I'm here.
So we had some technical difficulties trying to get this going. Our usual recording studio seems to not be working. So
yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. So we're recording through a conference call thing, and hopefully it sounds okay. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I think it will. I use these things for work sometimes, so.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, it seems like things have just been going crazy the past, week between
yeah,
both
definitely.
of us. Yeah, both of us were sick, and I got stuck up in Champlain Valley for a little while because of the weather, and that was fun.
Yeah, I just got over my flu, and yeah, I wasn't stuck at all or anything with the storm we got. How much snow did you get? I actually kind of know, but
Champlain Valley, they got almost 2 feet in a day.
Oh yeah, damn, you were up there. That's right.
Yeah, and then here they got them. It looks like a little over a foot, but
did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably got 6 inches.
That's not too bad.
My cousin out.
But oh no. Hello?
Oh no! You hear me?
Yeah.
You cut out for a second.
So did you. That was terrifying. Sorry for the technical difficulties. As some people may know, the storm kind of fucked up a lot of shit up here. So Spectrum was down for, albeit probably half a day in most of the Northeast. So our internet's kind of spotty at times.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I'll apologize for that up front. So hopefully next time it'll be better. Can't promise anything, though.
Yeah, that's fine. We do what we can, you know?
Right. We make the best of the worst. So, what were you saying? You guys got 6 inches? Huh.
I'm telling you, got 4 feet. You sending me some pictures. It was nuts.
Jeez. Well, damn. That would put a damper on things.
Yeah, a little bit.
Huh. Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely good snow for snowboarding, but because I was stuck in Champlain Valley, I didn't go yesterday.
Yeah, true. I went. It was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lucky duck.
You should have brought your snowboard, dude. Could have went to Whiteface or Gore.
Well, I was up there.
Even.
I was up there with one of my coworkers, and he drove. So, but I keep thinking about it. I keep thinking about it because it's so close that I'm sure one of these times I go up there, I'll just swing around over to some of the mountains. But
yeah, nah, dude, it's insane. I literally work sometimes right in Lake Placid, right next to Whiteface. And it's I can't get the hotel I usually get when I'm up there because it's a busy snowboarding week or something like that. The hotel's sold out. I'm like, damn.
Jeez.
Hopefully get out of work early.
Yeah, I keep thinking about going up somewhere for a weekend, but then my weekends just get stupid busy.
Yeah.
But oh well. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have snow for a while, I think.
Yeah, I feel like we usually up here, we usually, or my area at least, we don't, like, our winter doesn't really start until like late January, to be totally honest. Like, not that this is normal winter, because it's usually like freezing cold December and January, not 60 degrees and 30 degrees and 50 degrees and 2 degrees.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like like January, February, once it snows, that snow usually stays till like late March, April.
Yeah, which I'm kind of
least.
hoping for.
Yeah, not necessarily snowboardable in like April, but at that point, it's more of like an annoyance.
Yeah,
it'll be like 50 degrees and you'll be dealing with snow in your driveway, like shoveling. God damn it.
You can't really enjoy it. Right. Oh boy. Yeah, so I drove up with one of my coworkers. It's like a 6-hour drive. And I felt bad. Usually I fall asleep, but I didn't. It was just him and I, so I didn't want to fall asleep on him. So we were just shooting the shit for 6 hours. And
nice.
Most of that time was us just talking like Bane from Batman. And I don't know why. I have no idea why. It was just a shit.
That's awesome.
Batman jokes and listening to a lot of classic rock music. It was pretty good.
Not bad. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. The ride home was terrifying though. So they give us a rental for work whenever we go for like farther than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get on the highway and he hits 65 and the steering wheel just starts violently shaking.
No thanks.
So we pull over at the first rest stop and the tire was steaming. Like it was hot. And I was like, it's probably not good, but we kind of got to make it back. So we drove the rest of the way. That's
most likely a bad wheel bearing. And I'm assuming it was Enterprise. Probably could have went to any Enterprise and been like, yo, we got a bad wheel bearing. Can we get a different car?
No, it was Avis.
Well, I don't know about Avis, but probably similar policy.
We probably could have, but at that point, we were already stuck in Champlain Valley for a day. So
yeah, I hear you.
We just wanted to fucking go home.
At least there was snow. You throw snow on it, keep it cool. That helps.
Well, the snow was actually causing some problems because the steering wheel was loose. So every time you hit a patch of snow, it would just like jerk violently to one side. It was fucking terrifying. Oh. Yeah, I don't want to redo that. But I'm sure I'm gonna have to go up to Champlain Valley a lot. So
true. It's nice up there.
Yeah.
Adirondacks and shit.
Yeah, and we're starting the next phase of the project soon. We're starting construction, so I'll be going up there a lot. That'll be fun.
Nice, yeah, definitely.
I think that's all I'm allowed to say about my job.
Yeah, I kind of like breezed over mine. Mine's kind of not really gonna even say.
Yeah. No, it's not that I don't want to. It's just like I don't think I'm allowed to. I think I can get in trouble.
Yeah, I definitely have a strict social media policy.
Yeah.
I can definitely get in trouble.
Like I think I know I'm allowed to say like I'm an architect, but
yeah,
definitely can't say what we work on.
I'm a miner. I work in mines.
You're a miner?
Quarries. Well, I guess quarries, but yeah, anything that has to do with the, I forget what it's called, exfiltration of minerals from the earth is considered mining.
Right. And just so everybody knows, he's a miner, not a miner.
A miner.
Right, a miner.
You know, a sweaty guy with an axe.
Yeah, not a 16-year-old.
That's enough of that joke.
Oh, God. I told one of his jokes in the car. I'm not going to remember which one, though. And my coworker just goes, oh, haha. Like, he just didn't get it, or he didn't think it was funny. And what fucking joke was it? Whatever, it's besides the point. You know all the Louis C.K.'s jokes. They're questionable.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not for minors. Okay. Well, over my week of busyness, I didn't really have time to put anything together for this episode. So I think we're going to go back to the basics and do some Twitter news. So I don't follow the news.
Right.
I don't follow the news at all, especially this week. So, the first U.S. citizen died of the coronavirus. Actually, I did see this on the news.
Damn.
He's some 60-year-old dude. Which I think I said on one of the last couple episodes. Most of the people that are going to die from this are going to be old or have compromised immune systems.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I do remember that.
Yeah. Because this is, it's kind of the same virus as swine flu.
True.
Where, like, you're really, if you do get it and you're a healthy person, it's just going to feel like the flu.
As long as you get medical attention.
Right.
Don't just be laid up in your bed taking, like, Tylenols. Like, you should definitely go check it out somewhere.
That's what I did. That's what I did for the first 4 days.
I mean, that was honestly my treatment.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have Tylenol, so my doctor was just like, here you go. Fucking idiot. It's like, thanks.
Yeah, I went to the doctor and she goes, if you would have came here like 4 days ago, we could have gave you medicine and you'd be better by now.
You would have been fine, yeah. That's it, yeah. My doctor's also my uncle, so he was just like, you fucking idiot.
That's awesome. Oh, great minds think alike, James.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, legendary actor Robert Conrad passed away at 84. Who the hell is Robert Conrad?
Probably Russian. They're all Conrads in Russian, right? Comrades, never mind.
Comrades. You ass.
I said never mind. That means ignore everything I said.
Jeez. Russian Conrad. Gotta write that one down. That's a good one. If I can read that, I wrote it like a fucking monkey.
Wait, so who is this guy?
He was best known for his television roles: The Wild Wild West, Baba Black Sheep, and Hawaiian Eye.
Cricket.
Yeah, I have no idea who the fuck this guy is.
Wild Wild West seems like something I would watch, possibly by the name, but haven't seen it.
In Wild Wild West, he played sophisticated Secret Service agent James T. West.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a cartoon.
I kind of thought that when you said Baba Black Sheep, but I wasn't sure.
Or maybe it's not a cartoon. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, he doesn't even look familiar. I'm looking at pictures of him, and I've never seen this man a day in my life. Oh, well. Ooh.
Excuse me.
Scientists urge caution around pangolin link and spread of deadly coronavirus.
Around what?
Pangolin? No,
What's that?
pangolin. Look it up. They're like... It's hard to explain. It's like a rat with scales.
I almost just use the same tab that we're on this call with to look that up.
Hey,
Like I just went to the search bar.
I wouldn't do that.
How do you spell it? Pan.
Golin. See? It's a weird looking scaly rat.
Yeah, what? It's like an armadillo without the shell.
Yeah. It's freaky. But the Chinese will eat anything.
Huh.
70 people aboard a Japanese cruise ship were diagnosed with coronavirus.
That sucks for everyone on that cruise.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
Rough.
Imagine quarantining on a cruise ship. Oh my God.
Yeah. This is actually something that I kind of want your opinion on. So, Michael Bloomberg is running for president. And he was in an interview talking about gun control. And he was talking about how he would ban pistols because they can be automatic weapons.
I mean, an automatic pistol can be an automatic weapon, sure.
But
yeah.
Then he was asked what he thought an automatic weapon was. And he goes, this is going to be paraphrasing, but essentially he didn't know what the fucking automatic weapon was. And he thought it was anything that could shoot more than 3 bullets.
No. No. Not at all.
Yeah. So that was the platform he was running on, gun control. And he doesn't know anything about fucking guns, so.
Yeah, that's great. I love like the speeches when you like every so often I'll see the clips on Twitter and it's like someone giving a speech and they're just like talking out their ass saying stuff that's not even like remotely accurate. It's calling like calibers just, I don't know. They're just like, it was a 50 caliber machine gun that blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it was not a 50 caliber machine gun. That's like high grade military only.
Right.
They're like, it can put down this many rounds per minute. Like not even getting the terms correct.
Yeah, it's
it
funny.
Me.
Yeah.
Bothers me.
Funny part is there's a lot of like politicians that run on platforms that they don't actually know anything about, but it's like,
yeah, they just have to have their piece on that topic.
Right, because it's a controversial thing and it'll get them voters. They don't actually care.
Yeah. It's just.
What's that? Oh no.
No, what? Really?
I didn't hear anything you said.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, AT&T.
All right, cool. Isn't that Verizon?
Is
Can
it
you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now? Good. Yeah, because then they came out with that commercial. Chevy used that commercial when they were like, "Can you hear me now?" And they like kept driving into the mountains. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Until they couldn't get service, and it was like a Chevy commercial for off-road trucks.
That's awesome.
And they like went until they couldn't hear them anymore.
Geniuses, absolute geniuses.
Yeah, Verizon, Chevy. But even I was saying like simple like things, calling a bullet like a shell casing a bullet, saying like, I don't know, just like that thing that doesn't like, I understand what you mean talking to a layman, but as a gun person, I would never make that mistake. Right. So like talking to another gun person, like I would call someone out on that mistake. But as a politician, even if you don't know anything about guns, as a politician giving a speech, you should at least do the research and get the terminology correct, or have someone to do the research for you.
Right.
And put
it
in the speech. Like
you should at least look like you know what you
should be professional with it. Yeah. Not go up there and look like a complete idiot.
Right, because that's just going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if he gets any votes, because he absolutely ruined New York City.
True.
He banned soda
Yeah,
pop.
you said Michael Bloomberg. I was like, I feel like I should know who he is. I think there was a Bloomberg, the mayor, New York one time, but I don't remember. Now it's like de Blasio, I think. Still, maybe.
Yeah, I don't care enough about New York City to even follow any of their crap.
Yeah, Bill de Blasio.
Sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't really. I don't know if I. Well, I probably will vote, but I don't know who I'll vote for yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't really been paying attention to who's running and
I feel like
platforms.
I feel like the campaigns didn't really start yet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they did, like, definitely did, but not like full blown.
Right, not
push yet.
Everybody's talking about it and all this other shit. But.
Yeah, it's not crunch time yet.
Guess we'll see what happens.
Who knows?
All right, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to take a second to talk about the network and two of the shows on the network. First, I want to talk about Tinfoil Rabbit Hole. It's a podcast that we launched last week, and he now has 2 episodes out. It's based around conspiracy theories and kind of what is the word I want to say? Like general weirdness on like the internet and broadcasting and print. Things you kind of like stumble upon when you're screwing around on YouTube and things like that. It's an awesome concept, and the first episode was a demo, but his first actual episode is phenomenal. He talks about man, maybe I should pull that up so I can actually tell you what he talks about. Bear with me. My planning for this episode is awful. So the first episode, he's talking about time travel and parallel universe theory, and how those two things kind of tie together. And I've listened to this episode a few weeks ago before it released, and it's the episode that made me choose him as a podcast to produce. It's a phenomenal episode, and it's a great concept. And if you really want to start thinking about things, things that you don't ordinarily think about on your day-to-day endeavors, definitely check that out. Well, yeah, maybe you don't. Some of us do. But yeah, definitely go check his show out and his last episode. It's titled 2 Elephants and a Mouse. It's worth a listen. It's phenomenal. The other podcast we are releasing is called Happy Ever After Party. And she's got 4 episodes up now. And her show's pretty interesting. It's basically about mythology and folklore. And, all the TV shows and movies that exist in that realm and that come out, and how they compare to the original fairy tale or myth or folklore. And that's Sam's show. She's phenomenal. She's also a voice actor. So you can kind of tell when she's talking about stuff that she's exceptionally good at talking. Not well. That's poor grammar. But she...
Not gonna lie, I was mid-text conversation, so I wasn't listening.
I was expecting to be corrected.
From what I heard, exceptionally well would have been fine.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what you said.
Exceptionally well at talking.
Oh.
See?
Maybe
right?
not when you say the whole sentence. Exceptionally good. Exceptionally good at talking. I think exceptionally isn't a good adjective for that.
She's very well at talking. No, probably not.
It's where you placed it.
You're right.
Because it's an adverb, not a adjective. It has to come after the verb, I believe.
She's well
Might have just made that up, though. I don't
talking
know.
exceptionally. Anyways, so her last
Exceptionally when she's on the podcast, yes.
right.
There you go. Finish your sentence.
Her last 2 episodes are based around the TV show Once Upon a Time, and I actually haven't watched that, but I've been listening to her episodes, and they're pretty good. So, and that's how she's kind of gonna run her show. Is she's gonna watch a TV series or a movie and do like episodes based on that episode or a part of the TV show or movie. So it'll be multiple episodes kind of on the same subject, but on different like parts of the plot, which I think is a very interesting way to break down a show and do a review on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see how that turns out. But yeah, definitely go check those both out. All their links are on the website, insensitivenetwork.com. You find them on iTunes and Spotify and Google Play. If you're going to go listen to their shows and our show on iTunes, please leave a rate and review, especially for their 2 shows. The first month of a show is a very critical point, and you guys can really help launch those. So definitely go leave those rates and reviews. And yeah, so let's get back to the show. Welcome back, everybody. So we're going to do another edition of Today in History. Before that, though, I just saw something on Facebook that I saw yesterday, but it just reminded me of it. There's some states that are proposing bills to opt out of daylight savings time, and New York is the next one.
Arizona opts out too.
Yeah.
I think it is already.
And I think that's great. I mean, none of us are really farmers anymore, so what the hell do we need daylight savings time?
I mean, I live in pretty big farm country, so.
Well, yeah, but you're not a farmer.
No, but I mean, I understand it's still helpful.
I guess so, but they can manage their own time. They just get up an hour early.
But I mean, what would that mean as far when would the sun rise? Like every time? Because right now we're on daylight savings, right?
Right.
So it rises an hour later, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. It used to rise at like 6. Now it rises at 7. And then in the spring,
I thought it rose earlier in the winter, and it stayed out. It rose later in the summer, and the sun was up later.
Well, because we set the clock back, it rises earlier.
Right.
No, I don't know.
See,
No,
it's
because
so
I feel like
confusing.
in the
Why do
summer,
we need it?
in the summer, I feel like it rises at 6, like 5:45 even. And then the winter, like now, it rises like 7.
Yeah, maybe.
And then in the spring, we're gonna go ahead an hour, but it doesn't make sense. Is it getting earlier and earlier, or later and later right now?
But my point is, like, as a normal working, not farmer, well, I don't need it. It just fucks with my sleep schedule for a week.
I mean, the bars stay open an hour later.
Yeah. But do either of us
that
really
doesn't
close bars anymore?
But yeah, it doesn't affect me now either.
That was great in college.
Yeah.
For
Even
one
then,
day.
though, I was probably most likely at a house party. Not even
Yeah.
a house party, just a house, chilling.
Right. It was just, we could go to GJ's an hour later than
If we
usual.
wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez. No, but it'll be interesting if that goes through. And I
I'm
wonder if we'll
honestly,
ever
I'm
notice.
just concerned about my work schedule. What would that mean for my work schedule? Because in the
Nothing.
summer,
it wouldn't change.
not if you work like sunrise hours. In the summer, I usually start we start at 6:30 because the sun's up. We can see. We don't have to wait for daylight. You know what I mean?
I guess so. But it wouldn't change though. The sun would always rise around the same time. I I don't know. I don't know how. I haven't done enough
I don't know,
research.
because it also naturally changes too.
Right, but only within like an hour interval.
Over the course of months, yeah.
Right.
Like every day it changes by a minute, 2 minutes here and there. Like one day the sunrise it'll be 7:05, then 7:07 the next day, or 7:06. So like, but the sunset does the same thing. I don't know. I'm honestly just curious about it. Like what would happen? Like what is gonna happen? Because I'm not smart enough to figure out the math, I guess, the science of it.
Well, I guess if there's
Also,
any daylight savings experts out there, please let us know.
it would also be odd because I work in other states sometimes. So like Vermont doesn't. If they stick with daylight savings, it's gonna be weird.
You're gonna drive
Wouldn't it?
over the state line and go back an hour.
Right? Is
It
that
would
what would
fuck with
happen?
time zones, yeah.
I don't know, because what happens when you go to Arizona now? Like I don't. It's weird.
Yeah, their time zone would be different, right? Yeah, because some states would be ahead an hour, some states wouldn't be.
It's yeah, but like even that, like I've gone to Arizona before, and
Okay, so
I
what
don't know.
time zone is
Is it like when you
Arizona in? Like when you go to Arizona,
they're 2 hours behind right now? I think.
okay. So if they don't have daylight savings and we're ahead an hour, then they're 3 hours
Uh,
behind.
yeah, it switches between 2 and 3, I believe.
So, but that's only because we have daylight savings. So if nobody had daylight savings, then the time zones would stay the same.
Yeah, uh, it's weird as fuck.
What a cluster.
Would your phone change every time you enter into New York when other states are on daylight savings? Is my actual
Does your
question.
phone automatically change when you go across time zones?
Mine does.
Oh,
I don't know. It might be
maybe.
a setting to have it automatically do it, but it probably just. I feel like it does it automatically. But what is weird, which I noticed, because I have pictures from when I drove across the country, and I just got them printed in like a photo book, and they're time stamped. The time didn't change. All the pictures are timed through
What? What?
11 p.m.
Oh,
as the time because it was really like 8 p.m.
that's weird.
Yeah,
It must
but
stamp
it's
pictures with your home time zone. But
that's what's weird because my phone definitely changed. I definitely wasn't doing math every time I looked at my phone for the time. Like,
right,
oh no, with 3 hours, like
huh?
I just figured that the timestamp on the photo would match the info on the phone, which is odd. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, time is a strange construct.
It also could be like a setting in Apple to be like change your photo time zone
Yeah,
automatically or something like that. Some weird. I can see that
it
being a
very
thing.
well could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Apple has some
And
pretty good settings.
this was also and
Hey, I need you to do me a favor and stop cutting out.
you just cut out when you said that.
uh, Unfortunate.
Am I cutting out a lot?
No, no, you're fine.
That
I'm just
was the
fucking
first
with
time
you.
you cut out.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. Time's a weird thing.
Definitely.
But yeah, so let's jump into today in history. I
Yeah, that
kind
was a
of
tangent.
yeah, it just popped up on my screen, so I wanted to talk
I had
about
a
it
lot
real
to say
quick.
apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, Satchel Paige was nominated for the Baseball Hall of Fame today in 1971.
Nice. Good for
Yeah,
him.
good for Mr. Sage. see. Presidential election decided in the House.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting. As no presidential candidate received a majority of electoral votes in the election of 1824, the U.S. House of Representatives votes to elect John Quincy Adams,
The second U.S. president.
who won fewer votes than Andrew Jackson in popular election.
Damn.
Interesting.
What was he? The third president, right? George Washington, Sam Adams, John Adams.
Sure. Sounds about right.
I don't know. Might have been 4.
1942, the Normandy catches fire, the largest and most luxurious ocean liner.
Damn.
While in the process of being converted for military use by the U.S. The U.S. sends first combat troops to South Vietnam, 1965.
Oh, yeah. Good times, Vietnam.
Back in Nam. Magic Johnson returns for All-Star Game in 1992.
Wow.
Do you think he had AIDS then? When did he get AIDS?
Probably. Didn't, I don't know. I don't know sports.
Well, that's not sports. That's AIDS.
I don't know health sciences.
Oh, boy. William Henry Harrison was born, 1773.
Wow.
Yeah. 9th U.S. president.
He was
for
a
32
fiend
days.
for the revolution.
Yeah. He was just a little kid. 1964, America meets the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show.
I totally skipped it.
What?
I said, what'd you say? He was president for like 32 days, you said?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
what was that
Yeah,
time?
sorry. 9th U.S. president for a brief 32 days.
Damn.
Interesting. But yeah, then 1964, America meets the Beatles.
Yeah, I believe that.
1960, the Coors Brewery heir was kidnapped.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's air with an H.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone went up there with a bunch of glass bottles. Got your air.
Started bottling air. Adolf Coors disappeared while driving to work from his Morrison, Colorado home. Wow.
Did they get him back?
Yeah,
Eventually?
I guess so. Let's see.
That's good.
His car was found on fire
That's not good.
in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Uh-huh. All right.
Interesting.
All
Did they
right.
find him? Wait a second.
Let's get to the bottom of this. Detective Duck is on the case.
7 months after the abduction in 1960, the millionaire's clothes were found at a dump near Satellite, Colorado. Oh no, they found his dead body.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit. The guy that did it, his typewriter, Joe Corbet, he never testified at his trial and never made any statement.
Wow.
They convicted him in 1961. He was released in 1978.
Wow. I want to see a documentary on that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. What would be the equivalent of that now? Like, stealing the boss's kid, the boss of Budweiser?
I mean, yeah, any company, really.
Huh. Interesting.
Stealing J.P. Morgan Jr. with a 4th now.
JP Morgan, the 29th or whatever.
Yeah.
who owns like 90% of the banks.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
Oh boy.
And stealing Amazon's kid.
Yeah. George Custer got married today in 1864.
Nice.
Yep. 1950, Senator McCarthy says communists are in the State Department.
I'll buy it.
Oh, dude, here you go. 1942, Daylight Savings Time instituted. Today.
Stupid. Wow.
Congress pushes ahead standard time for the U.S. by 1 hour in each time zone, imposing daylight savings time called the time wartime.
Wait, if it started today, does that mean we were supposed to do our clocks?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
Like, when do we do our clocks for spring? Like, 2 weeks still, right? 3 weeks.
The 1918 Standard Time Act was meant to be in effect for only 7 months of the year and was discontinued nationally after the war.
Oh, you're gone.
Didn't hear any of that?
Yeah, I heard up to this. I'm assuming banded.
1918 Standard Time Act was meant to be in effect for only 7 months of the year and was discontinued nationally after the war.
Huh.
So there's a different daylight savings time, I guess.
Well, it was discontinued nationally.
Right.
So it became optional, I guess. Maybe.
Huh.
Right? Are we on daylight savings 7 months?
Well, there was more. There was more that I didn't read.
No, you don't have to go back. I'm over it.
September 30th, 1945, when individual states once again imposed their own standard times. 8 things you may not know about daylight savings time.
All right, let's see.
It's daylight saving time, not daylight savings time.
Daylight saving time? That just sounds improper.
However, since the word saving acts as a part of an adjective rather than a verb, the singular is grammatically correct.
I guess because it's a title, so... All right.
Whoa, you can't pluralize a noun. Or you can't pluralize a verb.
No,
like
you can.
I went running, I didn't go runnings.
Yeah, but runnings is still a word. Cool runnings. But that's a title.
That's a title.
No, but my point was that it's...
Oh, well, we're never going to know your point because you cut out.
I cut out.
Yeah, we'll never know your point now.
You cut out when I heard up to, well, we'll never hear your point now. That's what I was like, because I cut out? Question mark.
Oh, no.
All right. Funny talking about before speeches and like people being professional about what they're talking about. We're recording a podcast and we don't have a good recording.
Well, it doesn't mean we're not professional. It's the software. It's not the user.
It's a technical error this week. That's all.
All right. Fact 2. Though in favor of maximizing daylight waking hours, Benjamin Franklin did not originate the idea of moving clocks forward.
I feel like that was a myth made up just by National Treasure. Like, I feel like the only reason people thought that is because of that movie. But maybe not, because I feel like I heard about that in school. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a whole paragraph about it.
Yeah, and I know Ben Franklin is like, yeah, he did the fire department, this, and electricity, and this, and that, and that. It's like anything that's like a great revelation. It's like, yeah, Ben Franklin, dude.
Right.
Or Leonardo da Vinci. One of the two.
I guess he wrote an essay about how daylight savings time would save millions of dollars in candles.
Huh. I'd buy it.
That's awesome.
Yo, that's like, one student wrote a paper about, I forget where, but I heard this story in high school about changing the standard ink in the school, not the ink, the font, standard font from Times New Roman to like
Wingdings.
Times New Roman has a lot of extra ink and it's bolder and they saved a shitload of money on ink
What
because
font?
of that.
What font did they change it to?
Like Calibri or something.
Oh, interesting.
Just because like Times New Roman, like if you look at the T on the Times, it has like the extra things that hang down and they're
The extra
thick and
little
they're
kachika.
bold. Yeah, on like all their letters. So if you think about all that ink, they saved a shitload of money.
Huh. The more you know.
It was nuts. Yeah. And I mean, I do that now too. Like when I wrote papers all in college, never used Times New Roman.
When you type them?
What do you mean? When I printed them out and handed them in.
Right. You didn't write with a pen or a pencil, though. You typed them.
I still wrote them on a computer. Still
Right.
wrote it.
You typed it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying wrote as in handwriting. I'm saying wrote as in my mind to the paper.
To the computer screen.
I'm the author of it. I wrote it.
Okay.
Whether it was typed, I'm not how it was written, but the fact that I wrote it.
Good point. And technically, because you printed it, it did save ink.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was just a little sidebar about papers saving money.
True. Let's see. Englishman William Willett led the first campaign to implement daylight savings time.
That name sounds familiar. I don't know why.
William Willett. He just wrote a paper.
Interesting.
Germany was the first country to enact daylight saving time.
Good for them.
Yeah, during World War One.
All right then.
Daylight saving time in the United States was not intended to benefit farmers, as many people think. What?
Oof.
What?
Interesting.
It was a wartime measure.
Fair.
Huh.
I kind of thought that also. I thought that was also like just an added bonus to the farmers.
Right.
Or I thought we kept it maybe because of the farmers.
Yeah, there's something in this
was
paragraph about how like it helps because they had to wait for the dew to evaporate to harvest hay.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to hire as many hands. They like weren't just standing there for an hour wasting money.
Yeah.
For decades, daylight saving in the United States was a confounding patchwork of local practices. I don't know what that means. It was confusing, I guess. Not everyone in the U.S. springs forward and falls back. Hawaii and Arizona do not observe daylight saving time. And, of course, U.S. territories.
True.
And some Amish communities.
All right, guys.
But, I mean, their clocks are candles, so...
I don't think that's how that works.
They don't have clocks.
Maybe. I still no.
Maybe
I
they
think
have
they still have
sundials.
clocks.
What do they do? Wedge the sundial an hour?
I mean, they had like pocket watches.
No, those use batteries. That can't be right.
I guess.
I don't know. The last fact's kind of lame. Evidence does not conclusively point to energy conservation as a result of daylight savings.
I mean, there's so many variables. You can never say that it sufficiently helps or it doesn't.
Right.
Or effectively.
I think that's why they said does not conclusively point.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like nothing ever will.
Right. They can't make the assumption.
Except for directly related to that, like a solar panel, obviously.
Right. Wow. Right.
I mean, yeah, true. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
there's still technically the same amount of daylight during the day. Well, that's not true. In the winter, there's less.
No, you. I meant like nothing will ever say that it conclusively is good or bad for like energy conservation because there's so many variables that affect that
Right,
that you just can't single them out and be like this helped but this didn't.
right.
You can never have like a good control group and a good, I don't know, unless you're saying like I just put up 32 solar panels, and obviously yeah you're helping with energy conservation. Good for you.
Right.
Like, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Who knew that we would have such a lengthy discussion about daylight savings time?
Yeah, apparently I have a lot to say about weird topics.
I guess so. Well, damn.
I'm just curious about it. And then
Yeah.
you found that list, and honestly, when you read the first one, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna read the list." All right. Then we talked about the first one for a little bit, and then you said, "All right, number 2," and I was like, "Oh shit, we're still on the list."
Yeah, I can't start a list and not read the whole thing. What am
Fair.
I, Schindler?
Fair. Is that what that movie's about? Never saw it.
I have no idea. I've never seen it either.
Not being able to finish a list.
That was probably a pretty anti-Semitic joke, but I don't really know. So, right? That movie's about Jews or something.
I don't know.
Oh well, guess we'll never
I
know.
mean, I don't think just saying like a Jewish last name implies a joke.
Well, in my joke, I implied that he didn't finish his list.
Is that a thing with Jews though? Did Jews not finish lists?
I assume the list was Jews that he was supposed to kill, that were supposed to be killed.
Oh.
So he didn't finish. He didn't kill them all. I don't want to elaborate on a joke that I can't explain.
Isn't the movie about Schindler, his list is the Nazi war criminals that ran the camps, isn't it? Isn't it like a World War II movie like that?
Let's see. The movie's based on the novel Schindler's Ark.
Alright, well they changed it already, then I'm out. It's like an arc is way different than a list. One's curved.
This isn't very helpful. Sorry, I'm trying to read.
I'm just gonna read the synopsis.
Oh, sure, totally.
I'd have to get to it.
I'm reading the plot. Maybe you were right.
How the fuck do you spell it?
Schindler. They probably could have went on IMDb.
Go from the SCH.
Schindler. James.
Got it. German-occupied Poland during World War II, industrialist Oskar Schindler gradually becomes concerned for his Jewish workforce after witnessing their persecution by the Nazis.
Well, that doesn't really explain much.
All right. Oskar Schindler is a vain and greedy German businessman who becomes an unlikely humanitarian amid the barbaric German Nazi reign when he...
But what was the...
gassed at Auschwitz concentration camp. Let me finish. It is a testament to the good in all of us. Oh.
What's his list? Who are the names on the list?
I'm guessing...
Yes.
None of them actually say what the list is. So I'm guessing it could just be like a bouncer list. He's like, you Jewish? Yeah, you're on the list. You're in. Let's go. Get in. Be safe.
A bouncer list. Oh, boy. Yeah, I guess. I haven't seen the movie, so... I guess I'll just have to agree with you. It's 3 hours long. Holy shit. Jesus. Well, I guess I'll never watch that.
Wait, listen to this one. This one is like a whole different movie. I get a whole different picture.
Oh, no.
Businessman Oskar Schindler arrives in Krakow in 1939, ready to make his fortune from World War II, which has just started. After joining the Nazi Party, primarily for political expediency, he staffs his factory with Jewish workers for similarly pragmatic reasons. When the SS begin exterminating Jews in the Krakow ghetto, Schindler arranges to have his workers protected to keep his factory in operation, but soon realizes that in doing so, he is also saving innocent lives.
So he did it by accident.
That one makes me feel like he was working with the Germans and then crossed the Germans. If he joined the political party, he joined the Nazi Party for political reasons. And then, wow.
And then changed his mind because it would have cost him money. Because he would have killed all his workers. Interesting.
Nuts. That's how a freaking plot synopsis can change a whole outlook on a movie.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to have to watch this movie.
I might have to.
Jeez. Well, all right. I think that's all the time we have this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's been a while.
What do you mean?
I don't know. That timer says 13 minutes now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're running on 30 minutes for this segment.
Yeah, it's been a while. Damn.
Well, for like 20 of those minutes, we talked about daylight savings time.
True. We also talked about something before we even started looking at today in history, too.
Daylight savings time.
Oh, we talked about it twice?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, boy. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.